Hey, it's me, Aries 083, and I love Dutch angles, just like Batman. I'm trying out this new tripod that I bought from Five Below. It's $7. I might get another one. It's pretty cool. Let me show you my rig. So, using suction, it sticks to my metal table, and then it's extended out and up. But I am having a problem with this. It's kind of, it locks, but it's not locking the way I want. It has a little bit of give, which is kind of sucks. So I like it. I'm gonna use it. It feels secure. So I got Galvatron from CMD store. He was about $54. Shipping was, I want to say, like maybe $13. But I ordered two, one to customize, which is this guy, because I'll let you know why later on, and one for the collection, which is that guy, because he can transform. Supposedly these guys are showing up at Target, but I haven't found any in my Target runs. And also a couple of them shipped out from BBTS, so some a lucky few got Galvatron early. So my personal history with Galvatron, the Emperor of Destruction. When he was revealed, the first time we got a picture of him on front, and he looked kind of wide, like a wide boy, not as wide as Airwave, but wide enough that a lot of people like complained. I just wanted a few things. All I wanted were his religious abs, his V chest, his turtleneck sweater, which you can see here, and his tricorn hat. Which, thank goodness they didn't go with the Earthrise Netflix model, because that thing's too round. I like that his is pointy. So he looks great in robot mode. I had a fondness for Galvatron as a kid. I didn't watch the movie because I was poor. But season 3 did show up and on TV, and he made in the few episodes that I watched, he made an impression on me that I liked him so much as the crazy new leader. I don't think that he transformed a lot in the show, like into his canon mode. But as a kid, I would be like, Galvatron. What does he transform into? What is this? What's this supposed to be? I think he was a better commander than Megatron. He didn't have a scheme of the week. It wasn't like, oh, this time I'm gonna rob a dam, or this time we're gonna steal something, or this time I'm gonna get Soundwave to infiltrate this science lab. He was just chaos. It was like going around the universe and doing stuff in the name of the Decepticons. He was abusive to the sweeps mostly. I wrote down abusive to his troops, but I think he mostly just abused the sweeps and Scourge and Cyclonus. I guess since they were all like children of Unicron. It was like, I'm gonna take it out on you, baby brother. Galvatron, he matches well with Scourge and Cyclonus. They're visually distinct from each other, but they have like Scourge is blue, Cyclonus is like pink, pinkish, and he's purple. But their colors mesh well. I also liked him in the English version of the Transformers Headmasters, but I learned about that later on, like in the 2000s when I got into Transformers.
This is Unicorn. The Earth will soon be a part of me.
All right, so robot mode. Um, in his robot mode awesomeness, as you can see, he does include two Revenges. That's the name of the ship Unicron gave him. Unicron, for some reason, had a ship in him. He's like, let me, let me poop out this ship. And the Revenges do collect. They connect to this tab here. You could either put them in this indentation here, but I like putting them in the indentations down here so that they stick out more, so that they're higher up. Even though it's not his classic look, I do like most robots to have stuff like Ultra Magnus's pylons or Cybertron Defense Hotshot, his shoulders. I do like robots with stuff sticking out, going up. So you can also tab the Revenge down here if you don't like them sticking out so much. The Revenges do go well with Metroplex's gun was pointed out to me later, after I got him, that it looks like a spaceship. In my headcanon, my fan fiction, Metroplex's gun is the Lost Light, like the design that I would have gave the Lost Light instead of whatever James Roberts came up with. But this guy, this little ship, this little Revenge would go well with that ship. We don't get a lot of Transformers ships. Perspective End just reviewed his Shockwave, and he turns into a ship, so you could put them all together as ships in space. Galvatron also has Matrix on a chain, which in robot mode fits slightly. The Matrix does like connect with his chest, so it lies flat, as you can see, and comes off. It's not attached. The chain on the Matrix does remind me of like chains that are used for anchors on boats. And you got a Matrix, which looks like it's about to explode. I believe the Matrixes that come with Prime and Hot Rod don't have this gooey center. I think Scourge would like this. And the Matrix does plug into this peg here, as you can see in the back. So it plugs in. The other Matrixes don't do that. Some people have complained, like, why more Matrixes? I'm like, I don't care. They're like infinity stones. Just give me as much as you can. One of the issues that my Galvatron has is his shoulders. This is a busted copy, a misassembled copy. But I don't mind the shoulders because, as you can see, I hardly look at my figures head on. Here's how the shoulders should look. They should be up. When I do find a correctly assembled copy, I will pick up one or two. But for now, this guy's gonna be my custom, and since he's busted, it doesn't bother me, the shoulders. I mean, you could probably say, oh, but you have them with the pins out. I'm not gonna do any surgery on them. Removing pins, from what I've learned in the past, mostly involves heating up like something metal, like a screwdriver, tipping the pin, tapping the pin. The pin gets hot, starts to melt the plastic around it, and then you could pull it out. Most screwdrivers have magnetic points, so, but you're inherently damaging the plastic inside. So you could put the pin back in, but it's not going to be the same. I'd rather just get another copy. Um, I've heard that it doesn't matter how you have the shoulders, that he can still transform. I have another issue with this guy besides the shoulder that doesn't let him transform. I'll get to that. But these circles with the pins, they have to naturally point to the back so that this tab fits in, because as you can see, the part that's supposed to face forward does not peg in, because this tab is horizontal and the slot is vertical. But let me just correct the shoulders, and you see that it's the look doesn't affect it that much. I had him with the pins forward because since he can't transform, he's gonna be my custom in robot mode, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, as you can see, not a big difference, because most people see their toys from an angle like this, not head on. I don't think people have tables high enough that they're eye level with the stuff that they're looking at. How are you gonna eat when you have to go like? So it's kind of irrelevant, the pins in the shoulders. People have also complained about the paint, what Matrix calls schmutz. um, with the Siege, I didn't have a problem with the battle damage on the Siege. As a Gundam collector, way back when they came out, Bandai America came out with a line of battle scarred action figures, and they were pretty good. I liked them. I bought all I could. Some of them warmed the pegs, but I liked them. And this doesn't look like battle damage. It looks more. It's because if it was battle damage, it'd be silver. Kind of like this. Well, this is like gray, but it looks like it's scratched because there's silver coming through. But I think this is more an homage of some artwork that exists out there. I think there's a reissue of Galvatron that also has like Galvatron, a reissue of G1 Galvatron that has Galvatron, and he has like these blue highlights. So I don't mind. It's good. You could say it's also the blood of his enemies. But if you don't like it, there's ways of getting this off. I don't think it makes it look any better, and you have to be careful with the tampo, because you can erase the tampograph of the Decepticon sign with the alcohol. So be careful. The hand cannon does have 2 ports, and I like that it has 2, because you could either have it on his bicep, which makes it look great, but then when you have to get into pointing poses, you could still leave it on, or you could move it up to the wrist. But that kind of looks weird from this angle. But if you're like shooting it like that, Galvatron. But this from this angle it looks kind of weird. I do like having it on the bicep and lining it up with the arm. He can do the pose because of all the articulation he has. So he can do the pose and he looks great and stands well. Most Transformers have big flat robot feet, so that's good. And he also has these things that help him stand. He is a great leader class because, as you can see, he has the same chonk as a Grimlock or as a beefy Ultra Magnus. What are you doing here? Me, Grimlock, no like this guy. Nah, I'm Galvatron. You stole the Matrix from me. So yeah, he's great. I love the leaders. Keep making them chunky, please. I can't wait until I get Slug, and I could put him on my shelf. And there's a Wheelie going, yay, Wheelie, I'm the baby. But yeah, robot mode is great. I have no qualms with this guy. He is perfect. As I mentioned before, as a kid, I really didn't know what to make of Galvatron's alt mode. He was the city commander. He wasn't the Decepticon leader. So I guessed he was like some kind of cannon. He is a cannon. I think it's an ion cannon or something. But there's no cockpit. The other day I thought that this could look like the G.I. Joe has a vehicle called the Heavy Artillery Laser, HOW for short. It's piloted by Short Fuse, but on the side of the HOW there's like a little cockpit where a pilot would go, to man the gun. So this kind of looks like a HOW, but I don't know where the pilot would go. I guess if I had one of the Prime Masters or a Titan Master, I could try and sit him down here. But he does have these shells here, which give me the feeling that they get loaded into the cannon for shooting. I do like the translucence of the cannon. It's beautiful. And it does support blast effects. This is the one that comes with Smashdown. Gonna see if it plugs into the front. Maybe. Nope, it doesn't. There are some that do plug into the front, but that one doesn't. You can also put his revenges on the side. They peg into here, as you can see. You have to peg them all the way in the back because you can't peg them in the peg that's here because they'll get in the way. But as you can see, it's all the way in the back of the ship. That's where they peg. So let's take these off. Here they go. Where are you going? You can also put his matrix on him, his anchor chain and his matrix. Former Hasbro designer Aaron Archer, I heard that one of the things that he didn't want to do when he was in charge was have accessories that were loose. Everything had to plug into the figure so that it wouldn't get lost. So this is taking a page from him. The chain matrix has a this tab here that plugs into Galvy's chest here, and the chain goes around the barrel. But without those, you get his classic look as I don't know. The treads are his arms, so you can adjust them, but they adjust at an angle. So if you want him to shoot at the ground, like he wants to blow up Unicron, you can adjust them. I'm shooting down. Unicron, you're not the boss of me. And these, actually, these are his ankles, the ankle rockers. They could come down all the way and either stand up. I've seen some people like hold this like a barrel. Like now he's in gun mode. G1 Galvatron did have a gun mode, which is it's kind of ugly. But he did have a gun mode, so you could be like, hey, it's G1 all over again. If you're a G1er. I just like good robots. But I do like having, instead of having this part all the way up, like a weirdo, I like having it like this. So it looks like the hitch of a vehicle. Like you get a car and it'll hitch here and then it'll pull them away. He does have tires down here. These are not tires. These are, he has tires, but he doesn't have any tires here. So I guess I'm right. He does hitch up to another vehicle, be towed to places. What a leader. He's so lazy. The cannon, you can also, if you want, you could, I think the instructions say to put this here in the back, and I think he looks much better with the orange part connecting directly to this part. But you can like put the cannon back and then plug this in for extra length. What did he say his name was? Galvatron. On my copy, I am having trouble. This is the copy that transforms. So I'm having trouble connecting. These are his basically these are his delta wings, the side of his torso. There is a part here. You see this notch? There's a notch here. My camera, well, I'm glad my camera doesn't have autofocus, but all right, so there is a notch here, and there's a peg up here. See this? That has to tab into there to lock. I'm having trouble with it. I can get one side to lock, but then the other side doesn't. And I do not like forcing things. He, as you can see throughout the review, he's kept his shape just fine, despite not being tabbed in. So I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to try and break something, not unless I got another copy that can replace a broken one. But I'm not going to force it. So that's one problem that I got with Galvy. The other problem that I have with Galvatron is that as part of his transformation, let me take this off. unpeg this. The beefy chest. So this isn't a transformation video, but basically he does a scourge. So you got this center mass here. You're supposed to open this up, right? And you're also supposed to, let me see, I think on this side it opens too. Right, my bad. So it opens up and you're supposed to rotate this all the way. There's a tab here that's supposed to clear this plastic part so that the head can completely go inside the chest, but it doesn't. I can shave it, but I just wanted to point it out before I do. This is my custom, so I'm gonna probably modify him. Maybe I'll get rid of the paint, but I doubt it. But that's a problem that I have. Of course, I have one that transforms, and I have this guy with this tab problem. It's what happens when you mass produce things. Some of them come out flawed. It happens to everybody. So I don't know. I hope no one's yelling about like Hasbro being cheap or that all their figures have quality control. I think Patriot Prime just put up a video about his tracks having some quality control that I haven't watched. But it happens. It's a random issue. I just deal with it by either getting another copy. Some people, I hardly return toys, but some people will return them, and that's that's on you. Okay, good. If you can return it. T Fan Page 101 had some issues with his B127 and his Dino. So if you can fix the problem, like I just need to shave that, it's good. I just need to force these shoulder things, then yeah, then I'll force them. If I break them, yeah, it's on me. But they don't need to be forced.
Guilty or innocent?
Fixed shoulders or not fixed. I've heard it doesn't impede the transformation, so it's not a big deal. But at $49.99, I wouldn't blame you if you waited for a corrected version. The corrected copy. Whenever this happens, in my experience, the figure ends up peg warming. So hopefully we can see Galvatron on clearance. I'd love to see him on clearance. But in the past, this has happened with figures like Grapple, with his pegs. Motor Master from Combiner Wars had a hip issue, and he kind of like showed up at closeout stores. I didn't buy him because I already had Motor Master, and I don't think didn't have as many funds. And also Triptychon had an issue with his hips, and he ended up going to Ollie's and showing up at Burlington Coat Factory. So because there is a misassembled version out there, I can see him like going on clearance or showing up at closeout stores. So I won't blame you if you want to wait to get Galvatron. There's also the upcoming Selects version of Galvatron, which he looks great. I'm glad that the details on his chest are stickers. I was all like, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep. But they're stickers, so you don't have to put them on. And that looked kind of weird. But I do love this mode. As much as I love Magnus, as much as I love that Grimlock, he is great. He is a great toy. I believe he's worth the $49.99. I paid $54.99. Anyway, you slice it, you should get this guy. The only gimmick he has is his transformation, unlike the Titans Return version, which had that figure breaking, face slapping thingy. Oh man, I love that Titans Return. I got some on clearance, but that face mask thing broke that figure. It messed it up. And he transforms into his classic, cannon, laser, heavy artillery mode. Unlike the Transformers Universe version, which turned into a tank, and I've seen a lot at Book Off here in New York. But he's $20. But I don't know. I reviewed that guy. I'll probably put a link if I remember to that review. You need to have him to have the Unicron boys, Scourge, Cyclonus, and him, and the upcoming sweeps. So you need their leader. I don't know what to say except,
well, all I can say is...
surrender now.
I still have my ultimate weapon, Rodimus. Surrender now, or I'll unleash its force upon you all.
I'm Aries 083, and I'll see you later, Carburetor. Bye. Get on with my coronation! Yeah. Coronation Starscream. This is bad comedy. Megatron? Is that you? Here's a hint.